Welcome to the Untrapped podcast, where we give motivational and inspirational tips about life, small business, wisdom,
health, wealth, finance, relationships.
It's about being the best you that you can possibly be. Hashtag Untrapped. Welcome to the Untrapped podcast. I am your host, Keith Kelfus.
What's up? If you are lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth. Either you are soaking wet or bone dry. You're all in or you're all out. When you're sitting in the middle and you're sitting on the fence, you're stressed out. What's up? It's Keith Kelfus here on a YouTube Live. Actually, at the dump right now, dumping off these monster logs from this maple tree. Not even supposed to be working right now, but a funny thing was so busy and rushing that I accidentally left a couple big tarp loads of branches behind a customer's garage, and I was like, oh shit, days had gone by, and the customer's like, there's like weeds and branches. The customer's like, what's that smell? So I'm like, dude, I will be there immediately. So now getting this done. The reason I'm not working today is because I'm preparing for the Marketing ROI live event. I have a lot of preparation to do. So, and it was just my wife and I's 6-year wedding anniversary. So this time of year we take a few days off and then get right back into the grind Monday morning. But anyways, what I was talking about when I started this video, do you ever get angry? It's a type of righteous anger where almost like visions come to you. You start to see things in a crystal clear way that you don't normally see them. I think that sometimes it's okay to get a righteous, healthy anger where you put your foot down with yourself, with your own excuses, with other people, and you start to see things clearly. And I think that the biggest blessing would be able to just see things clearly from the jump. But I think this human experience that we live in, a part of it is we're born as babies, and some of us we have a lot of growing up to do. I know I have a lot of growing up to do, a ton of learning to do. I know that I'm upset sometimes. I'm like, why is my evolution so slow? Do you ever feel that way? Like you wish you could speed up your evolution? And I think one of the ways is learning the lessons faster. What's up? So I think sometimes we aren't aware that we can be part of the problem instead of part of the solution. And there are people around us who aren't on the same team who... You ever heard the saying, get in where you fit in? Here's the metaphor that I have. Imagine, you know, when the Titanic sunk, like everybody's swimming, there's no life preservers, and this is something kind of on social media as well. I see this common theme. So if people are kind of swimming and they're starving for the right information, or they're starving to get ahead so they can live good lives, because that's what we really want, that's what our higher self wants, is to live a good life and to be a good person and to live the American dream, whatever that is. And if some dude comes along and he strolls by in a yacht and he's like sipping lemonade and daiquiris, and he looks down at you and you're swimming in the water, and I'm not saying about you specifically, and he goes, look at what I have this yacht, I have this, I have that, but he's not part of the solution of saying, dude, I figured out how to get this boat, this yacht. I figured out how to get it together. I got to share with you guys this powerful information, like this discovery. I got to share it with you. Like, listen. This is working. I found something that works. Let's go. I got you. But if like the person just strolls by, like look at me. You know what the people that are in the water treading and swimming for their lives are going to do? They're going to look up at that dude. They're not going to admire him and be like, wow, good for you. They're going to be like, fuck you. Have you ever felt like that in your life? So I think that the greatest lesson is when the shoes are swapped and the tables are turned, and now you have the opportunity to be maybe the dude in the yacht or the boat. Maybe you just got a jet ski, right? And you have a great opportunity, and maybe you figured a couple things out. Are you gonna strut and posture and preen and be egotistical or braggadocious and look at other people and say, haha, I figured it out, you numbnut, you idiot? I think that's the biggest challenge, is to be supportive and encouraging to other people. And it's hard. It's hard. Because if you've been swimming your whole life and you didn't even have like a raft like Tom Cruise. What was that movie? No, not Tom Cruise. Tom Hanks in the movie Wilson, where he on the FedEx plane, he was stranded on the island. He built that raft. So if you like just got like out a raft, right? And then maybe you get a boat, Castaway. Like, it feels good for the first time. Like, yes, you can beat on your chest a little, say, yes, I figured a couple things out. I'm not drowning down there anymore. I think how soon we forget where we came from. If I go online and I watch a video of a very successful entrepreneur, and I'm saying this from a place of strength, and he is, I'm not talking about anybody specific, I'm just thinking about the trend that I'm seeing on social media, that it's fucking bullshit, that it's almost like if you watch a video to get inspired, hopefully you're watching videos to get, good information, get inspired, and by the time you're done watching someone's video, like, you feel worse, like you feel discouraged. I don't know. Oh, you know who I like that originally? I really, really like Grant Cardone. At first I thought he was a little bit of an asshole because he was so braggadocious. And then I watched some more of his videos and I learned that he's actually like, the dude really, really cares, but he's just like legitimately hyper polarized. That's his thing, is wealth creation. That's his thing. And he super, super stands in his square with that, and that's his thing. I'm just really excited, man. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get to this client's house. I just got my truck all detailed. I should have brought my landscape truck here, not my personal truck. Okay. People should work more on themselves first before serving anyone. We would actually help each other way more. I really like how it all starts with self. I think I just got my point across. Let me read a couple comments. Oh, here's one more thing I want to bring up. I woke up this morning and I had these beautiful visions of gratitude flowing through me. And I was like, I'm not looking at my phone or anything. I went straight down into my basement studio and I pulled out my dream book, my goals, and I started writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. And these awesome things flew out of me. I should do a YouTube live sometime tonight or tomorrow night and show you some of the things that I wrote down. Oh, thank you, Angela Carlton. I see you say thank you. Thank you. These things started flowing out of me, and they were like visions and emotions of pure grace and pure gratitude, of truly being in a position of being a student and a learner and thankful for even the struggles that you go through in your life. I want to share with you something. A few weeks ago, I went to the Service Monster event in Bellingham, Washington. Joe Kowalski, Service Monster. It's in my previous video if you've seen it. I was speaking. And during the lunch breaks, I was walking around outside as though I was disconnected from everybody. and I started like walking on like the railings, and just like I was totally in my own world and stuck in my head and just thinking and obsessing and being impulsive. And my very good friend Quentin Howell, he's the videographer guy, the cool black guy with the cool hair. He's like got the cameras in my videos. You'll see more of him if you don't know who he is. He's from Digital Dream Studios. Well, he's like really close to God. He's a very wise man, and he's married with kids, and he's just a super wise, humble dude, and he's a real friend. And when we were outside, he said, "Keith, I wanna talk to you real quick." And he almost had me in tears. I had tears in my eyes. He goes, "I want to talk to you real quick." He goes, "You are stuck in your own head, and you're being selfish, and you're kind of being a know-it-all." And I mean that in the nicest way. But I think that anyways, I don't want to say what he told me now. But I started to tear up in front of him. My whole body filled up with goosebumps. And then it like completely realigned the state of consciousness, and I instantly shifted from this place of like pure humbleness and gratitude to where I went back into the event, and I started like shaking people's hands and looking in their eyes and wanting to learn about their story, and put on my thinking cap, like my learning cap. And I realized that sometimes when we think we know it all, it's really because we're just insecure and we're afraid to open up and let new information in. Because we go under hypnosis and we think that we know it all. And that's the reason why we're stuck in anything, in our relationships, in our businesses, with ourselves, with our emotions. Because we think that we know it all, and we feel vulnerable and afraid to let new information in, because it'll break down a structure, a false structure, a falsity. You know how Anthony Robbins said that your success is completely correlated to the amount of uncomfortable situations that you can put yourself in. Like, can you get really calm and let somebody speak their mind to you and tear your head off? Can you and really listen and feel how they feel without getting defensive or emotional? Can you step up to somebody or call somebody and let them know how you feel, and open up an engaging conversation that is a hard conversation to have, a difficult conversation? Oh, why am I on the right? I'm in a European truck. This guy is a special import from Europe now. Okay, I need to jump off and get out of here because I'm going to start saying too much stuff. Here's one. I hope I didn't piss off my friend Eric Reno. I hope I didn't piss him off. He really needed me to go quote this underground buried down route. We do buried downspouts all the times on residential houses. We do those all day. I don't know, a couple $100 a piece. I pop them in quick, in and out. We do them like $1,000 a house. But I've never done like a commercial property, so I would have to look at it. But I'm pretty confident I could do it. But I got to look at it first before I give you a final answer. So I was extremely busy and finally made it out a little bit late. I showed up to give him a quote, and I looked at this place. Dude, there's like gas lines, pipelines, AC units, stuff that I'm just not qualified and not willing to start digging in the ground to get myself, possibly an insurance claim or even a lawsuit. So I kind of got a little panicky, and I called him up. I was like, bro, I'm nervous right now. This job's over my head. He's like, oh, come on, man, you can do it. And Eric will talk you into anything. Eric is a master persuasive salesman. If you ever meet him, he'll ask you something and he'll just pause. And the pause is just like, he just won't say anything. So you really, really got to put your foot down with Eric, or he'll get his way. He's very good at getting his way. So I got on the phone, I called up my buddy Danny Fopp. He owns Liquid Sun Sprinkler Company. He's got all the machines, all the equipment. And Danny went out and he quoted it. And Danny's quote, I'm really embarrassed to admit this, was 2.5 times my quote, because Danny has been through it so many times on the commercial side, and he knows exactly what to look for, right? And I think that Eric maybe wasn't expecting maybe the quote to be so high or something, so I hope I didn't put Eric in a funny position. Oh shit, I love him, man. I think that's what friends are for. That's okay. When we were young, Eric did a couple things that really pissed me off. But boom. All right, I'm out of here. Guys, thanks for hanging out and spending time. Later.